Thank you for the kind invitation to have me here at CPAC. It is truly an honor to be here just a few days after our presidential and legislative elections, which, by the way, they pulverized the opposition. They say globalism comes to die at CPAC. I'm here to tell you that in El Salvador, it's already dead. But if you want globalism to die here too, you must be willing to unapologetically fight against everything and everyone that stands for it. Fight for your freedoms, fight for your rights. The next president of the United States must not only win an election, he must have the vision, the will, and the courage to do whatever it takes. And above all, he must be able to identify the underlying forces that will conspire against him. These dark forces are already taking over your country. You may not see it yet, but it's already happening. You don't see it as clearly because people are designed to see linear changes, not exponential ones. We don't always recognize how fast a problem can multiply and spiral out of control. The problem is much like the metaphor of the boiling frog. Once the water boils, it's already too late. People fail to see these things. It's our nature. Just like the frog, people become complacent and they don't realize how bad things are getting until it's too late. Well, I know, of course, El Salvador is a lot smaller country. Setting aside the differences, there's a similarity with what is happening here in the United States.
This happened years ago in his country. We have truly got to recognize, man, we are losing ours. We are losing it. It's not only here in America, but the Western world. We have truly got to recognize, man, what is happening. Again, Western civilization is under attack. We are losing our country. We are losing our way of life. We truly are. And again, man, people have got to recognize that. They've got to see, wait a minute, man. White people, they haven't done anything wrong. They have done nothing wrong to me. Again, man, I live now. I don't live then. I live now. White people have never done anything wrong to me. Black people have never done anything wrong to me. So again, it's about seeing people as again, your countrymate, your brother, not seeing them as some kind of an enemy because of the color of their skin. But again, that's what they're pushing. They're pushing all this division, this hate. Black people be mad at white people because of whatever. And again, man, it's made up. It's not real. Because again, it didn't happen to you and they didn't do it. But again, this being pushed. This stuff is being pushed. And again, it's not real. But again, they're telling people that because again, if they can get black people to be angry and they can get white people to feel guilty that they have done something wrong, that again, you can't control people. It's like killing two birds with one stone. You can't control them. And again, what they're also doing is they're also taking the men out of the homes. We have to recognize what they're doing. And again, it happened first in the black community. Again, now they're going after the white. And again, we have truly got to understand what they're doing. Again, man, when you take the men out of the homes, the women and the kids are vulnerable. And again, man, I'm sorry, ladies, but you can't do what men do. You can't. There's natural inborn leadership in a man. And we have to recognize that. And again, if you have fathers, real strong men in the homes, the kids that grow up different, that grow up right. We have to recognize that. I mean, again, look at the data. Majority of people in prison grew up in homes without fathers. We have truly got to recognize that. But again, what they're doing is they're dividing everything up. They're breaking everyone down again. They're getting races against other races. They're getting men against women. They're getting men out of the homes, which is making people vulnerable. They're going after our very way of life. And again, once we can divide things, once they can divide, they can conquer. And that's what's happening right now. And people have got to wake up. They've got to rub their eyes and got to realize this. And again, like you said, man, if it happens little bit by little bit, you don't recognize. You only recognize things when it happens quick. But again, if it happens little bit by little bit, you have time to adjust to it.
But we can clearly see the signs of a declining society because our own hit rock bottom decades ago. It's like when we see someone getting sick. First, it's maybe just stomachache or a headache or a small fever. But if you don't deal with the disease, it will only get worse. And then it may be too late. We are already seeing these symptoms in the United States. Big cities in decline like Baltimore, Portland, New York, just to name a few. Places where crime and drugs have become the daily norm and even accepted and promoted by the government. How many young people have you lost to the streets of Philadelphia or San Francisco, to fentanyl? Did we see these apocalyptic sights 15, 10, 5 years ago? Can you imagine how it will be in the next 5, 10, or 15 years? The same thing was happening in El Salvador. In the span of less than a decade, gangs took control of all the country and our society. They evolved into a parallel government, controlling elections and even political parties. Every aspect of the daily life of most people was controlled by the gangs. Murder capital of the world is a tragic title to hold. But jumping out of the water when it's already boiling is an almost impossible feat. You are not there yet. And believe me, you don't want to be. We did the unthinkable to cleanse our society. We arrested the terrorists, but we have to remove corrupt judges and corrupt attorneys and prosecutors. These corrupt judges and prosecutors were setting the gang members free. Another example, the police was created to bring law and order. Let them seek law and order then. But now some of them are even afraid to do their job because they fear the consequences for doing it. They should be encouraged to fulfill their foundational roles without fear of repercussions that distract them from their missions.
I fully agree. We're not there yet. We are not there yet, but we're close. And again, we have to do what we have to do to protect our country. We have got to wake up. People have got to see what's happening. I mean, right now, people are like, oh, bad cops, bad police, defund the police. George Floyd, Black Lives Matter. And they're failing to realize by defunding the police, by giving no bail. No bail. Go ahead and go. You're free. You're breaking this country down. You're not saving anything. You're not helping anyone. You are breaking this country apart. I mean, again, there's no rule of law. There's no order. And again, man, a lot of it's being done by these Democrats that are in office. Especially these Democratic women that are in office. Oh, we got to be so nice. We got to be so polite. We got to do what's right for our kids. Oh, these poor babies. They're 20, 21. They didn't know. They didn't know what was wrong, what was right. Yeah. Again, who cares? If they do something wrong, the only way they're going to learn is, again, to face the consequences of what they do. And again, you're sending a message to other people. hey, look, you better not do that, because again, if you do, you're going to jail. You're going to have to face the consequences of what you have done. But again, man, nowadays they don't want to have kids face that. And that's the only way we're going to save this country in the Western world, is again, by making people accountable for what they do and what they don't do. And again, that's the only way you get a job. That's the only way you get ahead, is by doing for yourself. And again, that's what this country was founded upon. And people have to understand that. And they have to realize, man, again, the man's right. That man is 100% right. We're not there yet, but we're close. Guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.